The
Oh my
point is
God,
that
Rania, I didn't realize you had such a personal connection to it.
In our video for you today on the news, progressive YouTuber Rania Khalek says Israel occupied her own family in Lebanon, and U.S. Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein calls out AIPAC. Let's start with progressive YouTuber Rania Khalek stating that Israel occupied her own family in Lebanon.
I mean, I also want to mention, Brianna, that my family, the Israelis occupied up to my family's village. So my
Hmm.
family's home was occupied by Israeli soldiers.
Hmm.
I mean, they didn't kill anyone because they that was like the, I mean, what they did to my family's home was like the least vicious thing the Israelis did in Lebanon. They just left their feces everywhere and like, drew
Oh
Star
my
of David
God.
graffiti. Yeah, they're not the nicest house guests. Um, but the
Oh my
point is
God,
that
Rania, I didn't realize you had such a personal connection to it.
I mean, yeah, look, my family is Lebanese. And they were impacted by all of the bombing campaigns that Israel carried out in Lebanon. And then, after all this took place, Israel continued to occupy southern Lebanon. From 1985, which was during the Lebanese Civil War, up until 2000. And in that time, Israel committed atrocity after atrocity. They ran torture facilities that you can still go tour in the South, by the way. But they funded a fascist militia called the South Lebanon Army to carry out some of their atrocities. They oversaw massacres of Palestinians. They massacred Palestinians. They massacred Lebanese, and on and on and on. They don't have a good reputation in this country. So all that's to say, Hezbollah emerged in the south of Lebanon as a resistance to that occupation. Um, and in 2000, Hezbollah kicked the Israelis out. It was a huge victory in the region, not just in Lebanon, because it was the first time that Arabs were able to liberate their land from Israel, which was supposed to be
Hmm.
this, most powerful army in the region, maybe even in the world to some degree. Um, and so all that's to say, uh, Hezbollah is because you'll hear a lot, like people who are detractors will say, oh, these are just Iranian agents. This is a proxy of Iran. No, 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 no. These are Lebanese people who picked up arms and organized themselves to defend their homes, their families, and their land from colonizers, from occupiers. That's basically like as simple as it gets.
Finally, as for Jill Stein said the following: AIPAC should have to register as a foreign agent and should be banned from spending money to influence U.S. elections. AIPAC spending has drowned out debate and bought a U.S. government that is aiding and abetting genocide.